I don't know how to start this video because it's, I don't know. These past couple of days have been a bit of a challenge. I haven't felt like this in the past 3 months. Yeah. Or probably 4. I haven't felt like this in the past 4 months. And the most difficult part of this is that I'm going back to how I used to be. There's one thing that I've realized, and that is motivation runs out. You can stay motivated for a long time, but as soon as motivation runs out, you're back to square one. If you don't know yourself well enough, you will probably end up going back to where you used to be. Because there's one thing that is super obvious, and it only gets obvious when you are in this mental state, and that is you're lonely. It's hard to comprehend what lonely feels like. But if I had to explain what I've been feeling, it's sort of like you know something is there that you have to do, but you're kind of scared. You're scared to know what's coming because you don't know what it is. You start to doubt everything. You doubt the motives. You doubt your success. You start doubting your beliefs. Hell, you probably start doubting some of your friends. It's like you're walking together with your friends down the street, and for some reason you walk to the side with some space in between you and the rest of the crowd. And although it doesn't feel different, what it does is it puts you in this sense of it makes you feel out of place. And if you've been running on motivation, these little things start to pile up. These little things pile up, and they eventually bring you down. Little by little, things seem out of place. And that is exactly what happened to me. And once you're in this state where you actively start thinking about what's been going wrong, no matter how much you believe in, it just doesn't click. You tell yourself everything's fine, like you used to, but it just doesn't hit. You start reminiscing some memories, some bad memories. Although you know better that they've been dealt with, they creep up. You tell yourself 1,000 times, nothing's bad, nothing went wrong, everything's fine. But it doesn't click like it would have. And you're sitting there all alone, wondering, and that is when you know that you've been running on pure motivation. You will start to take rests, you'll take breaks, you'll go back to the old habits. And that is the scariest place. Going back to your old self. Is the most scary thing that I've felt. Things don't click the same way that they used to. And if you've been running on a different mindset, then this is your real challenge. Because this is what it means to be in this mindset. People think that it's easy or undermine how challenging this can be. But when you're in this state where you had prepared yourself, you knew what things would come to, you knew the challenges you had to face, you knew that the hardest challenge was to overcome yourself. Yet, when the time comes, You don't know how to deal with it. This is what it means to walk down this path. This is what it means to be alone in your own path. This is what it means to have friends who don't understand. You try and talk and be all motivational and stuff, but at the end of the day, you're no different. And this is where you know the solution to everything is discipline. You realize that you've been doing it wrong. You realize that no matter what, you have to show up every day. Because the moment you don't show up, the self-doubt, the beliefs, they start to crumble. And that is when things go south. You start making excuses to everything. What you need is not motivation, but discipline. It's not a short path that you can run in one breath. This is not a 100-meter race. This is an infinite race. You have to run without any end goal in mind. Because the moment you build up an end goal is when you realize that you've reached the end point of your motivation.